Hello and welcome to the 8th edition of the Touchline Fracas podcast. I'm your host Lewis, or some of you may know me as LouBob91 on the Twitter sphere. This week's show will be running up the latest football action as well as discussing the big news to break this week, the sacking of David Moyes. We will also be constructing our Premier League Team of the Year before the up-and-coming PFA Awards. So let's introduce our guest today, a slightly larger panel than usual. We're joined by United supporting regular Io. How you doing, Io?
I'm alright, lads.
Chelsea fan Daniel is back this week too. How you doing, Daniel?
I'm sad that Moyes is gone,
man. We also have three guests making their debut tonight. You may know him as AskDNA or one of his many previous Twitter handles. We know him as Luke, who's a Gooner. How you doing, Luke?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good.
Another Gooner joining us tonight. It goes by the name of Touchline Oracle on Twitter. Is Adam.
How you doing? You alright?
Lastly, but not least, is United supporter whose Twitter name I'm not even going to bother to try and pronounce. I'll leave that down to him. It's Elijah.
How you
doing? What's your Twitter name, Elijah?
Aliquam Scriptor.
Okay, yeah.
It's Latin for what? It's English for... Yeah? Some writing. There you go.
Fair enough. Okay, Daniel, we'll start with you. Chelsea went down 2-1 to Sunderland, ending poor Jose's unbeaten home league record.
Why are you calling him poor Jose?
Well, it's poor Jose, it is. Nothing's his fault. Okay. I mean, well, it is. It's poor Jose, isn't it? It's poor old Chelsea, poor old Jose. Is that the title Hope's done?
Yeah. I think Leroy said it on one of the previous podcasts, and I agreed with him, that you can see Chelsea slipping up, and I can see it as well. Yeah, it's done. We're going to concentrate. It's not a joke. When Mourinho came out and said that he's going to play a weaker team, I expect him to do that. All eggs in the Champions League basket. It might not pan out, but we're going to go for it. The Sunderland game, no one would have predicted it. When we was going to lose, it was going to happen to one of these small teams, one of these innocuous games that no one thought that we could lose to. Obviously, chasing the title, it kills having Barini score the goal, an ex-Chelsea youth player. And the way that Barini left Chelsea as well, it wasn't really bitter. So I know that he loved it and he celebrated. Most times when a player scores against their former team, you see they try to hold the celebration. Barini didn't give a... I'm not going to say the word, but he really celebrated it. But what I did love about the game is just all the passion from Rui Faria, our coach. They're sore losers. I love that about Chelsea. We are a small horse. When I say small horse swag, I'm not joking. I wasn't being kind of duplicitous and trying to, come in what's name. I didn't think we was going to win it. Shout out to Liverpool, who are going to go in to win it. Yeah, that's what I've got to say on it.
Don't you feel a bit disappointed that it crumbled so easy? You've lost 3 games against rubbish teams.
I'm disappointed, especially that. But to be fair, I kind of anticipated it because a lot of the analysts, when they was looking at the games left, they said, look, Chelsea have got to play all of these small teams. But then you do think towards the end of the season, that's one of the worst times to play these teams because they're all fighting, to stay up. And it's just one of those things where I saw that Chelsea was stumbling already or just making it. It was 1-0 wins. It wasn't like we was winning by a plum. So I kind of anticipated it. So that I wasn't really surprised, but of course I'm disappointed.
Yeah. All right, Luke. Arsenal resumed normal service after beating Hull 3-0. How different would things have been had Ramsey stayed fit for the whole season?
I think he was a player that gave us a bit of drive. We always looked a bit toothless in the final third, especially with Giroud doing his antics. Podolski's anonymous for most games. If he pops up with a goal, it's good, but he's never really in the match. Rosicky, again, he's got drive, but not really a great goal threat. We had no Walcott, so literally we had possession, we could control game, but then we'd get caught on the counter, battered 6-0, and not much would happen. The games were boring. I went to the Swansea match, we controlled it. Swansea had 2 good chances, scored 2 goals, and we just couldn't finish teams off at all. So I think Ramsey really gives us a bit of drive, and I'm actually quite surprised about how well he's played. I thought he'd become good. I didn't expect him to score 9 goals in 21 games and 8 assists. So pleasant surprise for the season, I guess.
Yeah, it's quite crazy, isn't it? I mean, do you expect Arsenal to wrap up top four and win the FA Cup?
Well, I hope so now that we've got Ozil back, Ramsey back, Chamberlain, he can be effective. So I'm hoping that we can see it out, although you wouldn't be surprised if we dropped another point and Everton snatched it. But I don't think we've got many tough games left. I think Norwich, Newcastle,
West Brom.
West Brom, yeah. The games you can slip up against quite easily, as Dan said, but the ones you just hope you don't. But now we've got fresh players back, it should give us the edge.
Right, yeah. Okay, Io? Hello. Do you want to just talk about Manchester United?
About Man United?
Yeah. 2-0 defeat to Everton.
Well, I think if...
Players on holiday.
I think that was the perfect description of our season. Plenty of possession, going absolutely nowhere. Our defending transitions all throughout the season has been horrific. Like every team loses the ball, but only Man United lose the ball and it's a counter attack every single time. Like so, as much possession we had, we looked okay. We get middle third, good play, lose the ball, it looked like they could score. So it wasn't surprising at all. I generally thought, because we've been playing well recently, I thought, okay, Everton aren't that great. I'm not one of everyone else who wants to, get on the high horse. Oh, Everton are so amazing. I'm not hip to like that. I don't really rate them too highly. I think they've done a great job, but I don't think they're a great side. So I was expecting us to beat them. So I was very disappointed, but it was a typical Moyes United performance. So I wasn't too surprised.
Okay. Elijah, Man City are 6 points behind Liverpool with a game in hand. Is it conceivable that City could still win the title, or is it Liverpool's in the bag, really?
I think City can still win it. Liverpool, they have 2 tough games with Chelsea and Palace. With Chelsea, Mourinho might play a weakened team, but I still think the Palace game is a dangerous one for Liverpool. And if they lose that game and City win the rest of them, they'll finish on the same points. And right now, City have a better goal difference than them. So I still think it's conceivable that they can win the title, but in reality, I think Liverpool will win it.
Okay. Just quickly staying in the Premier League, Daniel, what's your thoughts on Jose's comments the other night after the Atletico game about resting players against Liverpool? I mean, surely if you win, you could still win the title.
No, he had a conversation. Obviously, he said it's not something for him to do by himself. But what Mourinho is a pragmatic. Like he understands that we have a great 1 in 4 chance. Not 1 in 4 chance, but we're one of the final 4, and so it's a tough decision. But I think it's more important to go for the Champions League. Champions League is harder to win. We're going to talk about Moyes and Ferguson later on. How many Champions League did Ferguson win in his duration there? It's so difficult to win. So I think we're in the last 4. Let's put everything in the Champions League camp. I'm with Mourinho on this.
Okay, I'm sure Man City fans will be happy to hear that. Let's move on to the Champions League then. Adam, Madrid and Bayern proved to be a little bit more exciting and entertaining than the night's previous game. Yeah. Despite there only being 1 goal, I mean, did you expect more from Pep's Bayern, or did it pan out how you expected it to?
Well, the thing about Pep Guardiola is even his Barcelona team played a possession, methodical type of football, and the thing with Bayern now is that it's replicated Barcelona's type of philosophy in terms of tiki-taka style of football. But I think this time around it was more possession-based football defensively rather than attacking-wise, because there were certain points in the game where you thought Bayern really should score now, especially late in the first half, where they kept jabbing, and you're just waiting for that knockout blow for the goal, and it never really came. But you could also say he could have possibly played Götze in the middle of the park behind, I don't know, Mandzukic, and he could have become a little bit more attacking-wise with football and more guile rather than just possession-based football with no real penetration. It's typical to expect from Real Madrid to counter-attack with the pace that they have, even if Bale wasn't playing. Ronaldo started up front with Benzema. They played sort of a 4-4-2 with Di Maria on the wide right. That was always going to happen. Real Madrid getting more clear-cut chances. It's bound to happen when you play more counter-attacking football rather than possession football. So I think it's just more down to perception as well, rather how you would like to see the game played.
Okay. Well, we'll go back to you, Daniel. Chelsea's game plan basically went down a treat for Jose, but not quite so much for all the fans. I mean, but a 0-0 away to Atletico is a great result, surely. I mean, what's all the fuss about?
Well, I don't know, with Chelsea I'm a pessimist, and so you say it's a great result, but the way I look at it, we have no away goals. So every single goal that Atletico score, that counts for double. And even if it does end 0-0, it goes to extra time. And what happens if they score in extra time? We have to score 2. So really and truly...
Do away goals count in the Champions League in extra time?
I think it does.
I don't think they do.
Okay, maybe it's changed. They did before, maybe it's changed. But still, I think it's a dangerous scoreline because obviously we're really dependent on Stamford Bridge, Mourinho, all the fans coming out and, you know, all that the home advantage thing. And we've seen recently with Sunderland that it's the hoodoo's been broken. So that's an encouraging thing for Atletico. So great result. Perhaps we'll have to see. It's a revisionist thing. We'll look at it. But with Mourinho, anyone that knows the Mourinho team in these ties, all he wants to do is keep them in the tie when it comes to half time, and then finish it off the second half, especially when the second half's at home. So I'm just going to trust in Mourinho that he's going to pull us through. Atletico, they've got guys that can damage us. A lot of people said that they didn't like Diego Costa and his performance, but I think he showed that he was strong. He showed that he can do a job. So again, I'm pessimistic when it comes to Chelsea. Fingers crossed for us.
Did you have any qualms about and any concerns or any problems with the way Jose set out?
The team.
Yeah.
No, I trust Jose Mourinho, and I've seen him do it before. That's what he does. And
but do you not have a personal problem with it?
A personal problem? Oh, are you talking about the entertainment factor?
Yeah.
Because I saw a lot of these entertainment factor tweets.
Well, yeah, because I saw a lot of Chelsea fans. I'm not talking about other fans. I'm talking about Chelsea fans sort of displaying their concerns and their dissatisfaction. I just want to know where you sit with it. You didn't see me display my concerns. No.
Because when it comes down to it, I've followed Chelsea for a long time, and I've seen Chelsea play good football, and I've seen Chelsea play Mourinho-type winning football, but not too easy on the eye football. And I get engrossed by these matches that even when we're not playing well, as a Chelsea fan, it's still interesting me because I'm there. It's on the knife edge. I'm biting my nails at every single last move. So that's entertainment enough for me. All of these other fans that are complaining about entertainment, we're not here for you. That's the message I want to put out to everyone listening to the podcast.
Fair enough. Message heard.
I agree.
Okay.
Winning is what matters.
All right. Well, on that note, Ayo, we'll go to David Moyes. I know you are itching yourself to the bone to get stuck into this, so I guess we'll start with you. Just summarise how you felt after hearing the news David Moyes had been sacked.
This may sound bad, but I was so joyous. I text my boy first thing in the morning. I said, I want to go out tonight. I want to buy champagne. I was just happy. That's for that. Okay, our club has got our club back because he just won Man United. Even the results weren't there, just the football, we looked clueless. We didn't look like we're a possession team, we're an attacking team, we're a counter-attack team, we're a direct team. We had no clue what was going on. And I think it was in all parties' best interest for everyone to part ways. But just the next day, I kind of lost my football fan head. I had my human being head. I felt really bad for David Moyes. I thought it was poorly handled. I know United are better than that. I think it was leaked deliberately by somebody because a lot of United news is usually kept watertight. So I just felt bad for them. But hopefully this is an opportunity for United to get back to where they're meant to be because this season was an absolute disaster and a joke.
Yeah. Elijah, I mean, you're a United supporter. Glad Moyes is gone, or?
After the Everton game, I was glad because that was the worst performance I've seen from Man United for many years.
Worse than the Olympiacos?
That was definitely worse than Olympiacos.
Wow, okay.
the Everton game was just because to me that's the way that Moyes sets out to play. Like he's always said that he wants the fullbacks to go forward, he wants the wingers to come inside, and he wants to be able to keep the ball. Like last summer, the players said that initially they were focused a lot on passing the ball around and fitness. So to me, that just looked like that was the type of performance that Moyes wanted. And when he came out to say that was a good performance, it was just I couldn't believe it. And after that, I really decided that he had to go because it just to me it never looked like improvement from then on.
Okay. Luke, I mean, you're an Arsenal supporter. You've probably enjoyed the season for Man United.
I was humble about it a lot. I was humble.
Yeah, I remember you being quite humble about it. How do you feel Man United handled the whole Moyes sacking as a whole, as a club?
As a whole, it was bizarre because obviously Man United have had one manager for so long. You don't really associate them with the whole managerial merry-go-round and all those sort of scandalous things and sort of the other side of football that people aren't so fond of, and the entertainment side of it, which gets on the tabloids and the back pages. But then the only good thing I'll say that came out of it is it happened really quickly. They didn't sort of wait another week. They didn't give the whole vote of confidence. It was obviously a shame the way it all came out, and it just went all over the social media really quickly, and then the next day he was gone. So at least it happened quickly, but I guess it was quite a painful experience in a way.
Okay, Daniel, who should Man United appoint as their new manager?
Who should Man United appoint? I want the same formula that they used to choose Moyes to be brought in. Let's get someone like Kerbishley. He lasted long at. No, listen.
So you like to see a British manager?
A British man. No, if we're being serious, this with obviously Moyes following Ferguson and Ferguson being there for 26 years, and we're hearing names that are foreign. This will be because what Giggs said. Obviously Giggs is the interim now for the end of the season, and one of the things that Giggs said was that he's going to change things. He's going to get us playing like Manchester United again. That's what he said. And so after Giggs and a foreign manager coming in again, it's going to go further away from Manchester United ideals. So ideally, what Manchester United would want is someone to carry on the Ferguson baton, because obviously he's been there 26 years. He's installed a philosophy. The wingers, like Giggs is saying, let's go back to playing how Man United play. So it is important that Manchester United do look for a manager that has something similar to Ferguson, or just decide now it's a new day, it's a new dawn. Let's play a new way. But what managers are out there that could possibly carry on the Ferguson work? We look at if we describe what Ferguson's created at Manchester United, we think about the young players that he's been bringing through. Welbeck and Cleverley, they've been linked to moves away. Now under Ferguson, they were protected because Ferguson could bring the results, and therefore, if Welbeck and Cleverley's not having a good game, it doesn't matter because Ferguson believes in them. Just like Man United fans would follow Ferguson after he chose Moyes. So that protection was there, but now with a new manager where that protection isn't there, the youth policy might go. So you hear all these Man United fans criticising all these other teams that don't bring through youth. You're going to see a lot of this creeping in Man United. You see all the United fans that were previously criticising all these other teams for sacking their managers, and they're going to see themselves slowly becoming those fans they were criticising before. So it's going to be really difficult because there's only a few good men. I always say that when it comes to managers and coaches. But what the interesting thing is that Ferguson, we all know, wasn't on the training ground. So it's not actually someone. Do they really need someone to come in and do all that coaching, or do they just need someone that is clever and wise and that can just, have someone delegate, maybe bring back the old coaching stuff, maybe bring back your Rene and all of that type of stuff, and then just have someone that is wise, like Ferguson was with the years, to pick the squad and to be able to motivate players and all that type of stuff. But for me personally, I'd want Kerbishley in charge of Man United.
I would like Kerbishley as well. Any other names, lads? That Elijah, you got anyone?
I think Van Gaal. He's the name that keeps cropping up. And after the rumours, there's been a lot of people been researching the way he plays football, and there was a really long interview where he explained what he wants. And for a lot of Man United fans, they like it. He likes youth. He's done that at Barcelona and at Ajax. He changes his formation a lot. Like plays 3-1, 3-3, 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1 at Bayern. I think he played a 4-4-2 at AZ Alkmaar as well. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think he's really. I think Man United need to move on from the old fast wingers, and I think we need to move on from that because
definitely. Because I think sorry to interrupt, Elijah, but you know how we started to do a lot better in Europe when we put in Carlos Queiroz.
Yeah,
and he put in the 4-5-1 and the 4-3-3.
Yeah.
Like, we became a better side in Europe. So, and since we've moved away from that again, we started to not play as well in Europe. So I don't think it's much of a coincidence. Like, I really like Van Gaal as a manager. I think it makes sense in terms of realistically. It's come to evidence for me that a manager being there for 26 years is, in this day and age, is probably not realistic. Two, in terms of, we have a lot of big players at our club, a lot of guys who want everything, so they will need an authority there. A lot of talk of that Moyes going to have the dressing room. I don't think any of the players are able to do madness under Van Gaal whatsoever at all. And also his philosophy, I really like his philosophy. He likes to play passing, attacking, adventurous football, which will fit in with the Man United faithful, but also a bit more calculated, especially with our midfield problems. And I think he'll probably have the ability to sign the correct central midfielder, which, I think United have only signed one central midfielder since 2007, and that was Fellaini, so we definitely need to change that. We definitely need to change that.
Did you like him before he was linked with Man United?
With Van Gaal?
Good question.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because I never heard anyone talk about him. Suddenly he was going to Tottenham. Now suddenly everyone wants him for Man United.
Because no one expected it to be a realistic. No one knew that. I didn't know that Van Gaal.
Why not though? Because it's not like.
When I talk about, for me personally, when I talk about possible managers for clubs, I never delve into the manager countries. I don't know why I never mentioned Marcelo Lippi, even though I think he's a great coach, etc., etc. So I wasn't even aware that he would have been interested in taking on another club.
Yeah, it's not. How would you feel? So how would you feel if you hire him before the World Cup, and then Holland are absolutely awful in the World Cup, and you think to yourself, "Oh, we've actually just signed this manager now"? Would you be a bit worried?
No, because I'm not like the typical fickle football fan and sees one thing in one period and makes my mind up on that. I like to look at things over a larger time scale, and he's won, I think, 4 league titles with 4 different teams. Mm-hmm. He's won a Champions League, and mainly it's not even about his achievements. It's just because obviously Brendan Rodgers didn't have much achievements. Well, and he might go and win the league this season ahead of Jose Mourinho and the great Arsene Wenger. So,
but Pellegrini, huh?
Pellegrini, I think he's a scrub. I said from the beginning of the season, no one to listen to me. We'll see it now. I don't think he's a great manager. But with Van Gaal, it was just his philosophy is the most exciting thing for me, because I never really saw Man United be managed by a manager like a Van Gaal.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? So
what do you expect from Van Gaal next season?
What do you mean in terms of how we play, how we set up? Or
no, just generally. So if I was to say, if Van Gaal, you're with Van Gaal next season, then let's play devil's advocate. Worst case scenario, you finish outside the top 4 again. Would you want him to stay?
Yes, because with Moyes, I didn't see his way his Everton side played. I never admired it. I rated him for actually keeping him about, but his actual style of play, did not rate it. With Man United, it was evidence we weren't improving. We weren't learning how to play under Moyes as the season. Like with Rodgers last season, you could see Liverpool slowly adapting to it. He's passing up from the back, short passes, high tempo type play. I assume if we have Van Gaal, we don't do as well. We can at least see the change of philosophy. So that's something that I'm willing to give manager time for. But if we're playing next year and you can see the United players look lost, sorry, I ain't got time for that. You can't be there for one season.
So
Fine.
I was saying Moyes just overall seemed too scared of the job from the start. Like even to this day, the way he talks about Man United, it's the way I'm talking about Man United. He should be saying, "This is my team. This is how I'm going to manage it." And he's saying, "Oh yeah, Man United playing this way, so it's going to have to be this way." He didn't have any confidence in himself, I don't think.
Okay, well, my question is, who was, because I know Elijah's opinions on Moyes at the beginning of the season. I know Io's opinions on Moyes. You were both kind of in the Moyes camp at the beginning of the season, right?
Yeah, I was.
When I first heard it, I was like, no, but then I kind of let Ferguson lure me into a false sense of security.
Yeah, we'll link Io's tweets to the podcast when it's published.
No, but the reason why I was asking is because what I think Adam was saying before was like when he asked you about Van Gaal and said, did you want him before? And it's a thing I've talked about before. I think it's fan conversionism. Now, Klopp is a name been mentioned quite a lot in Manchester, and it's just like what happens is there was a time when Chelsea was linked with. We had Jose Bosilla back, and no one at Chelsea liked him. So at the time, a name came up. It was Van der Vel from Holland, and then Chelsea fans, everyone's like, "Yeah, we should get Van der Vel, Van der Vel, Van der Vel." None of these fans had seen him play, but he was the name on their tongues. And it's the same with kind of Klopp now. And then I think that's why I was asking you why Van Gaal. So I just wanted to know. Because obviously, if you were supporting Moyes at the beginning of the season, maybe you just convinced yourself around to Moyes, and maybe you're convincing yourself around to Van Gaal. Do you actually know negatives? Because you know he's come into clubs, and he's like a lot of people have hated him. I'm talking about the players, that type of stuff.
That's the thing. Because that's one of the things I like, but dislike at the same time. For example, like I was in the group chat with the lads, we were talking about how I was telling stories about how Giovanni labelled him as Hitler to Brazilians because of for his training regimes, and Ribery saying that he'll never want to work with him again, and Luca Toni calling him a madman. I think with a club like Man United, I think you kind of need a bit of a fear factor. You see it with Simeone, you see it with Mourinho, where players don't feel like they can take liberties. At Old Trafford, you see some players have been taking liberties from the absolute get-go. So I go on.
What I was just going to say with Mourinho, most of the players, they all want to play for him again afterwards. They're not coming out saying what's the name? Yeah. And the same with, so there's a difference. Just like Rafa Benitez. With Rafa Benitez, he came in, or AVB we take. He came in and he told Drogba, you're rubbish, you're all of this, all of that type. It failed. So sometimes coming in and having that character is really bad. To be fair, with Van Gaal, I did see his AZ team. Dembele was there. They played good football. I didn't see much of his Barcelona. I was too young to really proper see his Barcelona. I saw the Bayern Munich team, so he is a guy that I've seen that is and he's delivered. So I don't think that Van Gaal. I can't anticipate Van Gaal being as bad as Moyes. I'll claw my eyes out if it does happen like that. But I personally wouldn't mind seeing United get Klopp because I think it's another experiment, and I want someone that everyone backs and then just to crush again. But I love seeing that shit happen.
I think. I mean, Van Gaal's
like how you lot are about to flop this season. You only got a special one.
We're talking about this is a Moyes and Man United podcast.
I mean, speaking of Jose, there's been a lot of links with him. To Manchester United. You think it's desperation, or you don't think there's anything in it?
Oh, we'll see. We'll just see. It's pure desperation, and I've been smelling this kind of desperation for Jose for a while now. Like Manchester United fans before he came back to Chelsea.
Yeah, fans though. That's fans though. That's nothing to do.
I know. But it's still the desperation, because obviously.
Same way, I remember you tweeting about how you're desperate for Rooney. As soon as he signed a new contract, you're like,
Okay, listen. I'm going to own up to that desperation. We need it, and you'll see it, and you see it this season. If we had a Rooney right now, our season would be so much better. So that desperation is clear, and it's the same way I can kind of relate to the Manchester United desperation for Jose Mourinho, because you need a great manager. I mean, you can appoint a manager, like with what's happened with Moyes, you can appoint a manager, but filling the vacuum is completely different to appoint a manager.
Speaking of desperation at Manchester United, a lot of the rumours doing rounds about Shaw, and he's set to be paid $100,000 a week. I think if that's true, as much as I admire Shaw, I think that is a stamp of desperation from United to pay Shaw $30
million as well.
What 30 minutes? What the transfer fee? I don't really mind that too tough because he's a young player. He could reach it and he's going to Southampton Football Club, so they could go and then do whatever they want with it. Given 18-year-old who's never touched Champions League, Europa League, nothing. Do you know what I mean? He's just playing extremely well in the Premiership. So then give him, I think Adnan's on like 30k, so he's going to be getting triple what Adnan's getting.
No, I think Januzaj's on 70k now.
Okay, so he's still getting 30k more than Januzaj, which I think is balmy anyway. He's getting 100k. So, and bear in mind he's 18. Okay, say probably 19 if he signs. So say we sign him, he's on a 5-year deal for 100k. He's going to renew his deal in the next 2-3 years, so we don't get into a scenario where he holds us ransom. So his money's just going to keep going up and up and up.
Yeah, I think
that's the crazy British talent, where the price is higher because they're also homegrown as well. They inflate that price as well because it's very rare to find a young English player ready to play now. And Luke Shaw is a brilliant player, but don't get me wrong, but he's not worth 30 million or 100k a week right now.
No, I think transfer fees have gone along. Not everyone's got money. I think they've gone away from what are you worth to more. What are you willing to pay now?
Yeah. Like for example,
Cavani 55 million, not a chance in hell. Great, I think they got better.
I think Cohen Trout would have been a more feasible deal. You could have got him for maybe 12 to 15 million, and that's a left back who's ready to play now. He's 25 years old, and he performed very well yesterday.
I really like Trout, even for Portugal, from the Portugal days. Just seeing him and CR, or boys CR have a link up on left wing. I think he's a very good player. However, Shaw's a monster. And I'm all for British talent, so I wanted to get Shaw.
I'm just talking about like contracts. You talk about Shaw. I mean, going back to the Moyes thing. How does so when Rooney signed his new contract for 300 grand a week, and how many years was it for? 5-year contract.
5 years.
5 years. So I mean, how does that happen? So surely. Has Rooney decided to stay because he knows Moyes is going, or does it not have any relation whatsoever to the managerial situation?
I think with Rooney, the problem with Rooney wasn't with Manchester United, started to become with Sir Alex Ferguson. He started to be disillusioned with his role to Fergie, and I think you've got a situation where he's thinking, okay, I'm obviously not as important as I thought I should be to Ferguson. I've won everything here. Maybe I should, keep it moving. Obviously, Moyes has come in, and Moyes and Rooney got a really good relationship. So he told him, no. Even one of my boys from Manchester was telling me apparently the players who weren't really feeling the relationship Moyes and Rooney had. This is what he's just told me. I'm not too sure how true that is, but so I think he generally got on well with Moyes. So I think it's more to do with him wants to be a legend at Manchester United. Obviously, the money, 300k, no one's really looking to turn that down.
Yeah,
and I think I do give Moyes a bit of praise for that, for the way he handled the Rooney situation, because Ferguson did put him in the deep end with the Rooney situation. Because imagine we sold him to Chelsea.
Being quite cynical, do you think that Rooney potentially took advantage of the situation where obviously Moyes weren't doing well? So can you imagine if Moyes isn't doing well and then Rooney leaves? That team is just tatters.
I think even though people shout him for that, I just think it's good sense. It's your career. You're taking your best interests at heart. It's just an opportunity, especially if you've got an agent as well. It's for him. It's common sense. Like, it's negotiation. Things are in your favour, you use it in your favour. So, and he knew United were desperate. I think that was desperation for United, but I think it's more calculated desperation than just utter desperation. So, I definitely agree with that. 100%.
But how does that make you feel? Because don't you want players that are going to be genuinely motivated by having success for the team and not just someone that's picking up a pay packet, no matter how good Rooney can be?
You could tell with Rooney's not in it for the glitz and glam. Obviously, everyone likes money, but you can see Rooney, he's just a winner. He just likes winning. Like, a lot of people get onto Rooney about saying, why is he playing when he's injured? Don't get me wrong, when Rooney plays, he's injured, he plays rubbish. It annoys the hell out of me. I'd rather him not play. But you can see the fact that he just wants to be involved. He just wants to make a difference. Even when we're losing, he drops deep. He's demanding the ball. It may not always work out for him, but you can see he's just a winner. So I don't think money is the main motivator for a player like Wayne Rooney. Well, not like an Adebayor, for example. Obviously, 300k. No one in the league is turning that down to re-sign their club for 300k.
No,
No one.
no.
300k a week. So, yeah.
Well, going back to Moyes, I mean, in terms of the whole situation at Man United, how much proportion of blame would you attribute to, like a new chief exec, Sir Alex Ferguson, the players, and Moyes himself? I mean, what proportion of blame can you ratio that to?
I don't know what Elijah's going to say. I know Elijah's going to put lots of players. I want to put lots of Moyes, but I'll let Elijah go first though.
I think that most of it should go to the players, to be honest. I mean, Moyes was bad, but everyone's known for a long time that this group of players was coming to the end. I mean, Vidic, Evra, Ferdinand, Carrick, Giggs. Like, you wouldn't see the best team in the world rely on these type of players. Furthermore, there's players like Young, Valencia, Cleverley, Butner. It's all just a bit ridiculous. I mean, like, there's other
Who's
players.
laughing?
I love this guy. Carry on.
Like, like players like Nani, like for the last 2 seasons, been injured. I mean, might be time for him to go. I mean, Rooney and Van Persie.
Nani, 5-year contract.
Yeah. With Rooney, I'm happy he stays, but he's for the last 2-3 seasons been very inconsistent. So I think this squad, it's been overrated by a lot of people by us winning the title last season, and that's what I was scared of. And in the summer, Woodward was saying that the reason they got Moyes was so that they can continue with this squad, and they didn't want to really invest in it that much, and that was really disappointing. And I think that the squad, a lot of the blame has to go to the squad of players.
Well, the interesting thing about the squad is we're coming to a period with FFP now, and so even though the squad is, the way it is right now, you can't pump that much money. Well, I suppose you mentioned that, so you've got big revenue, but it's going to be harder to make that big transformation now. So maybe Ferguson got out at the right time.
No, I don't know about that. I think I disagree with Elijah. I think, okay, you've named a lot of players, but I think Cleverley is a capable squad player. I don't think he should be given responsibility to be starting in the first place, and that's Fergie's fault for one, not signing a central midfielder for 6 years, and 2, for letting the likes of Paul Pogba and my boy Ravel go, and promote Gibbs and Cleverley ahead of him, which is crazy. 2, I think we've got a lot of talented players who just don't play. For example, a lot of the season we've been watching teams such as Valencia right wing, Young left wing. We've got guys like Shinji Kagawa, Yanazai, Nani when he's fit, and Mata. Those are the 4 that should be occupying any wide spots. None of this young Valencia talk ever. Period. Should
Mata really be playing wide though? That's another issue.
See, I'm another one of these people who I hate when people say this. I think in the correct system and with the correct fluidity, people forget Mata, Silva, Cazorla played their whole careers out wide, predominantly until they touched Premiership.
Even with Mata was left.
His first season was it was him left and Torres up front and Sturridge on the right.
Yeah, so when Mata came to Chelsea, it was like he said, Mata left.
Sturridge right.
Sturridge right. Then after AVB got sacked, Di Matteo moved Mata into the middle. And actually, that was towards the end of the season. And actually, that was a time when everyone started saying Mata's gone off the boil, because it was the end of the season. In our Champions League win, Mata wasn't really, apart from the cross to he didn't really play that well. Against Barcelona, he didn't do anything. He got substituted off. Against Bayern Munich in the game, didn't really do much, because what happened was Di Matteo was playing fast football, and Mata didn't really suit that football. So and then the next season, Di Matteo came in.
He played number 10.
Mata played right wing. Bertrand left. And so a lot of the time people say that Mata's played his best football in the whole in England. Actually, for Chelsea, a lot of time he wasn't playing there. Second half of the season, he did play good there, but
this is exactly why I hate these talk. Like, we kind of that's why I said that football players tend to analyse football in one time frame. He's been playing ball for a lot of his life on the right position. I think
he's made his name out there.
Yeah, but I think the problem is, because United's football's not fluid, where he will come in for a touchline, link up with play, we'll lose the ball before we could even make it worthwhile. Because people forget, even our actual wide wingers in I think our best period between 05 and 09, I think was the Ronaldo and Nani will play out wide, but they will just be all over the place. They won't just stay. Ronaldo pop up front, Nani will pop up front as well, and Rooney and Tevez will occupy the wide positions.
So it's more to do with the system of getting Mata wide rather than Mata playing wide himself.
Yeah, definitely system. For example, Isco played in the last year under 21s, where everyone's going mad about Isco. Isco played. He was playing left mid. It was Munyani on the right. I can't remember the other guy who played up front, but they kept on taking off for Morata. Thiago was playing number 10. It was Koke and Yaramendi as the anchors, and Isco on the left. So it's just dependent on your system. Obviously, Moyes didn't have that. Moyes didn't have a system, let alone the system. So that's from. So I think we got.
And Isco's even playing in the middle these days. He's playing well under Ancelotti in the 4-3-3. So
exactly. I think good players can generally play in a variety of positions. For example, Suarez and Sturridge have played positions out wide. Even Raheem Sterling's played out wide. He's played number 10. Has played left. He's played number 10. He's played as a 9. He's played as a 9.5. I think good players are generally, because they're technically good, they're generally adept to play across the pitch in specific periods of time.
However, on the matter thing, sorry, just quickly, even though he did make his name and played well out there, defensively, Chelsea suffered from him when he was out wide. Because all he did was stay there and cut. Go on.
See, the thing is, the reason why I like this point, I think it's valid for Chelsea, because Chelsea have always been, in recent years, team where they're defensive. Even when they're playing great football, bad football, defensively, they're always on point. United fans should know more than anyone, historically, our wingers haven't been great defensively anyway. Especially under Ronaldo and Nani era, they've never been great defensively. Let's not pretend to kill up.
But what Gary
Neville only matters now because our transition defending is so poor. It is apparent. Like people cuss our back four. Our back four get exposed 10 times a game. That's the reason. Go on.
So I was going to say what Gary Neville said was before, like Ferguson said to Cristiano Ronaldo and his wide players in most games, go out there, have a field day and all that type of stuff. But in the big games, they were always asked to put a shift in and always come back and all that type of stuff. What it was, even with Mata, in those big games, he didn't do the job properly enough. And that's one of the reasons why Mourinho was unhappy with him.
Well, I see Mourinho for that, but boy, I've watched some of your games in the last couple of weeks, and I'm just thinking, boy, if you had Mata playing these games, you'll be carving these teams apart.
I don't know. That's just speculative. That's just speculative. You can say that, but
no, speculative.
He was there. He was there at the beginning of the season, and he came in some games, obviously.
Yeah, but he starts coming into some games.
That's what I'm trying to say. With me personally, I'm not too disappointed Mata's gone. I've always been.
You said it from earlier. You've never really been much of a.
No, it's not that I don't like Mata, and obviously he can be really good in the system. No, just in general, like his type of player, I prefer someone that obviously is more energetic. But so now again, another problem with the Manchester United situation is obviously you've got Mata in, you've got Fellaini in. Now the new manager has to come in, and these are expensive buys as well, and he has to kind of infiltrate them again, so it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, so where would someone like Fellaini fit in with a Van Gaal philosophy, does he?
No idea what he's doing.
I don't give a damn where Fellaini fits in. That's why I want to measure that Van Gaal doesn't think, okay, if these players have to accommodate. No, you've got a system. You make sure you don't want to put square pegs in round holes. That's why I want to measure Van Gaal. I think we've got players, especially in the attacking sense, we're very, very fine. Defensively, I know Elijah agrees with me. We just need, obviously, we're going to lose Vidic, going to lose Rio. The word is Evans being offered a 3-year deal, so he could eventually go into the coaching staff, not purely football reasons, that's the word. So at least we've got a leader there. But another defensive organiser, because Evans, he's our best defender, but he's not really a Vidic or Rio in terms of stopper. So maybe another one of those. But I really think if we invest in 2 central midfielders, I think we'll be fine.
Okay, well, let me just ring off some of the other names and linked with the job for Man United. I mean, you've got Carlo Ancelotti, who could
No,
I don't like Ancelotti.
Knows on Ancelotti's.
I think there's just been too many examples of him bottling big games. I mean, there's Deportivo, Liverpool. I mean, even in the 09-10 season with Chelsea,
that team to me should have steamrolled the league, and
is that the one we lost by 1 point because we lost at home? So
2 points, yeah. And to me, that United team was one of the worst. I mean, we had like Valencia and Fletcher and Park in midfield and stuff like that. It was a really poor team.
Yeah, that team was just Rooney and Nani for the whole season.
And so to me, even if you look at his trophy haul, in terms of major trophies, it's not much better than Wenger over like a 15-year period. So,
and that's very bad, by the way.
So to me, I think he gets his team to play good football. I mean, that Milan team with Seedorf and Pirlo was, to me, the best team that's ever been. But
Graham Hunter was on TalkSport yesterday, and he said Carlo Ancelotti had been contacted by Manchester United.
Oh no, man!
A few weeks ago, I think after the Olympiacos defeat.
Yeah.
But
do you think he will leave Real Madrid?
Well, apparently he said that he had I think he had turned down Florentino Perez before, and this time he obviously he's been offered the job again at Real Madrid, and he's
so
obviously
you mean
taken
that he was
it.
contacted before to take over Ferguson?
No, take over from Moyes.
I heard that he'd been contacted to take over after the Olympiacos game, but he said right now obviously he's obligated to Real Madrid, and he had turned down Perez before, and he wants to give his all to Real Madrid, but obviously Real Madrid could not win, maybe won't win the league, maybe won't win the Champions League, and a Copa del Rey probably isn't going to cut it, so he could well be out of the door.
But the situation with Real Madrid is, who do they replace Ancelotti with? They've run out of the managers to replace him with, so I think they'll stick. But on Ancelotti going to Manchester United, he's not a terrible manager. Like Elijah was saying, it's just that when things are going well, that's cool. But when the downward spiral starts, he can't stop the moments.
Why is no one speaking about Carlos Queiroz? Because I think if anyone deserves a crack of the whip, why not Carlos?
No.
I mentioned it earlier. Before, like I liked him, but the thing of he didn't do well with Madrid. But then again, hardly anyone does these days. But I don't know. Like I think if I had a short list, I really want Van Gaal. But if he's not Van Gaal,
Frank de Boer.
It's either de Boer or Queiroz. I don't really want to delve anywhere there. There's not many. It's not like there's a abundance of top coaches about.
I mean, in the bookies favourites are Van Gaal, obviously, then Ancelotti, Mourinho, 8-1 Mourinho.
They're just stealing people's money. Everybody knows Mourinho got Man United, so they're just stealing people's money with that.
Jurgen Klopp is 18-1, Ryan Giggs 22-1, Conte 28-1, Simeone 33-1, Sir Alex Ferguson 33-1, Frank de Boer 33-1. And then you got like Laurent Blanc, Guardiola, Gary Neville,
God, no.
Carlos Queiroz, Pochettino.
Would you take Fergie back?
No.
No.
Why not?
I think I spoil it.
Yeah, I think it's time for us to move on with philosophy. I think we're spoiled with Fergie that. I think we're spoiled with Fergie that even with our fast tempo, high risk type play, we were able to kind of get away with it for that long in our league. I think now a lot of the teams below us are becoming more tactically sound for that type of madness to run. So I genuinely believe I think we need a bit more, especially because with Fergie, without Queiroz, we had a feeling that our football got a bit more bland. I still think it was watchable, but it weren't as good as the heyday of obviously with CR7, Nani, Ando, Hargreaves, Rooney and Tevez. Like I was watching the videos the other day. It was just painful to think.
So was that down to Queiroz's coaching, or more down to the things available?
I think it was down because
Queiroz picked out CR7 and Nani and Anderson for a start.
So you think he can do that again? He can pick out those type of players again?
I think he's always got the obviously. I think he's quite close to Jorge Mendes. I think he's got a good network in general. But so I don't think that's enough for him to be our manager.
Why don't you think Carlos Queiroz was touted by Ferguson to take over at the start? Was that to do with his Portugal links, or?
I think I can't remember what.
Because I read in Fergie's autobiography, and he said Carlos was the best assistant manager he's worked with.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that necessarily doesn't equate to him being a great manager, but he clearly held him in a really high regard. So I was just kind of wondering why he wasn't sort of like top of the pile.
I don't know.
That's all he seems like. To be fair, just a good assistant manager.
Yeah.
And the thing of Kyrgios, I don't really see it. Okay, I think in terms of like the coaching side of being a manager, I think he has that. But in terms of the actual man management, motivation, charisma, all these type of things, I don't think he really has that type of effect.
You've not
I
made
think,
tough
I
calls.
think we've seen that with
tough calls as a.
René Millerstein. Like, you know, I think we saw that with René Millerstein. He wasn't a assistant manager. He was a first team coach of Man United, wasn't he?
Yeah,
we've seen that. You know, you can be a great coach, but when it comes to managing, it's a different game. It's a completely different game.
I think Rennie, he kind of got stuffed. That Fulham, like, so the type of play he's trying to produce, I don't think a club in that in the situation Fulham were in, I don't think it was conducive. So I think maybe if you went to like a Swansea, they may have thrived more under Rennie. So, but I do agree. I'm not sure if he fully has that man management skills to be a top dog at coach as a manager.
Okay.
In terms of managers for Man United, I think my top three would be Conte, Simeone, and this guy from Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Favre.
Yeah, Favre.
Okay, explain all of them then. Why?
I think Conte. I'm not one that. I'm not really too fussed about entertainment. I mean, I like my teams to be balanced, and I like the defense to be as good as the attack, and that's why I love Mourinho. And I think with Conte and Simeone, I think they have that balance with the team, and especially with Favre too, because I studied his work a lot for Arco I did on him, and with him is that he got his players to be a certain amount of meters apart when they're defending. He had two banks of four, basically right on top of each other. It was really hard to break down. And one interesting thing he did is that he put Reyes up front when they were defending. So because he was the fast player on the team, so whenever they got the ball, they could break out quickly. And the football he played was ridiculously good. Like, it was basically one touch from their box to the opponent's net. And I really like his football. I mean, he's not really a big name, and he hasn't gone for a good job yet. But I think that's the type of manager that I would love at Man United.
But is it Favre? Was you saying?
Yeah, Favre. Yeah.
With Simeone, he can't speak English. So would you have that as Man United fans, as a manager that is learning English while he's coaching?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But I don't know.
Right now,
I don't know if United would really welcome Simeone with open arms in terms of the style of football he plays. He's very rigid style of football. He doesn't play with wingers. I'm not sure if United are still looking to go back to that sort of style of football with wingers. He doesn't really play with any wingers. He plays with Arda Turan, who is a winger, but he's not a traditional winger. He sort of cuts inside. He's in the interior sometimes. Or
who plays with wingers today? What manager plays?
It's not really. And
Bayern Munich.
No, I'm talking about which manager is philosophy where you can come in and say, okay, he's a manager that plays with wingers.
Moyes.
It's difficult.
Because you're saying you can't see Diego Simeone coming because he doesn't play with wingers. I'm just thinking out there, who is the manager that does play with that philosophy?
But because we already said that Man United need to change, so wingers shouldn't really matter anyway.
No, but that's their opinion. It's just their opinion they want to change. But I'm just saying, if they wanted to continue it, because it's really an old school type of thing with these two wingers going down, there's not really many managers out there that does that anyway. Obviously, Favre, he plays the 4-4-2 with the wingers.
I wouldn't be surprised if Roy Hodgson tries a 4-4-2 in the World Cup, but that's another story.
All right, guys. Well, do you want to leave it there with the Moyes talk and move on to the team of the year?
Yeah.
Or does anyone have anything else to add on the Moyes discussion?
I still have some stuff to talk about the Moyes discussion. First and foremost, I've got to talk about Ferguson and his choices in terms of the Moyes one, and I want to talk about how much of a say Ferguson should be allowed to have in the next one, because obviously everyone's seen a lot of wild stuff that Ferguson was saying. He said that Sturridge was a gamble at 12 million,
and he bought Zaha for about 12 million. He said that Aguero was too much. He bought Berbatov for about 30 million. He said Cleverley was going to be like Iniesta. And obviously, when he was picking his goalkeepers, when Schmeichel was there, and he had the job to replace and find a great keeper for Schmeichel, he went through a gang of keepers. There was
Until
guys
he found Van der Sar, wasn't it? Taibbi, Van
just
Gaal.
loads of guys. So at the same time, I'm hearing today that saying they're still going to ask for Ferguson's input in choosing the manager. So I want to know how people. Is it a bad choice?
That's a bad decision in my opinion. But then
Why?
to be fair, the Glazers is he the only footballing person really left at Man United?
You got Bobby Charlton, but can you
Yeah,
count Bobby
Charlton.
Charlton as a footballing person?
We have I think it's our old midfielder from the 80s and stuff. He's an ambassador. I think we go to him sometimes as well.
But like football people, I know people say that football people stuff, but I hate that type of stuff. All you need is someone that's intelligent that can really analyse the situation. You don't
I
have
proper
to be,
disagree, Daniel. I proper disagree.
I think it's bullshit. Tell me why you disagree.
Because just because you're on the board of Manchester United doesn't mean that you're necessarily qualified to make a decision on who should be the next manager of Man United. I mean,
I'm not saying that the guys on the board have the right now to pick managers. What I'm saying is you don't have to be a football person. You can have football advisors, but you don't have to be a football.
but I think that's what kind of Luke's kind of getting to. I mean, are there football advisors that Man United are going to go to?
Huh?
Are there going to be football advisors that...
I don't know. I don't know what the Glazers are doing. Obviously, the Glazers come from America, and that's what I'm saying. They've come from one sport where they've had to try to find the best people, and they're coming to another sport. So maybe they have people. I'm just saying you don't need all of this football people. I think that's bullshit because it's football people. It was Ferguson that was a football person that picked Moyes. So let's actually understand.
Yeah, but Moyes wasn't a bad manager. Let's get that straight.
No, I'm not saying Moyes was a bad manager, but that's what people are trying to do. They're going back to his job and they're saying, oh, all that Everton stuff. What I'm saying is, from what I saw, I analysed it and I said that Moyes wouldn't be a good choice for a big club. Obviously, what Moyes done at Everton was good, but he came in at, I think Everton was like 17th and relegation threatened and all that type of stuff, and he kind of turned them around. So the job that Moyes done at Manchester United was good. Was Moyes a good choice for Manchester United? No, in my opinion, and that was my opinion from the beginning. Obviously, he was linked with Chelsea. Was that no? This is a ridiculous choice because I don't think that what he showed at Everton is conducive for success at a big club. So that's what I'm trying. You go.
Sorry to interrupt. Also, if you take into consideration that you can't bring a manager who's won nothing into a club that have won everything, like.
Well, look at Brendan Rodgers coming to Liverpool.
Yeah, but they haven't won everything
for years. So.
No, but yeah, I know. But at the same time, so you're saying if you bring Brendan Rodgers into this Manchester United, you think he will fail just because he hasn't won at nothing?
No.
Not necessarily.
But I think
So what was that statement?
I think it's environment specific to a certain extent.
I think it does make sense because in essence, I'm even sure of the Man United. I think it couples with what you're coming bring to the table. For example, what Moyes is coming to the table. See, Brendan Rodgers is okay. He's a young manager. He's got a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
He's been schooled by the best. So I think if he came to Man United, the players may still thought, okay, who's this guy? But do you know what I mean? Like, if he's showing you things in training, and you're thinking, okay, cool.
That's what I'm saying. But the statement was that you can't come into Manchester United without winning anything. But what I'm saying is Brendan Rodgers hasn't really won much, and I still think he can come into Manchester United and do a good job. So I don't believe in that statement.
Didn't Rodgers get sacked at Watford?
He got sacked at Watford and Reading.
Yeah, so this kind of thing happened. The thing I think with Moyes was that he's British. He's like a safe option. He's not really going to rock the boat and leave you for another club in like 2-3 years. And
but wait. What was you saying with the Rodgers being sacked at Watford and Reading? What point was you making with that?
No, for example, obviously Moyes got sacked. Maybe you never know that maybe in 5 years' time he's going to be at another big club doing really well. It's not really like it happens.
Yeah, no, it's true. It does happen.
Yeah.
There are reasons why. Obviously, when we're talking about Moyes done well in the Championship. Obviously, we've done all of the lower leagues with Preston and all that type of stuff. And then you have Brendan Rodgers, who has a different philosophy and a different style, maybe not conducive. We can't really say what the reasons were. Obviously, Brendan Rodgers has said why he thinks it didn't work out for him at both those clubs. Obviously, Swansea, they play a different type of football. They embrace this type of football.
I'm going to die right now.
Huh? What did you say? Hello?
I don't think anyone said anything, Dan.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, so, okay, someone just stopped me. So I was saying is Rodgers, obviously, Swansea embraced that style. And so it was easier for him to carry on with his methods there. So for Rodgers to come into Manchester United, they're going to like that passing football. It's not going to be it's not going to be a problem for him to come in and say, all right, play it out from the back, because they're going to appreciate that. But I just don't believe in that statement that you have to have won something, or you need someone that has won something. You need someone that is tough, and that can withstand that pressure. Someone that believes themselves, someone with the confidence that they know what they're doing. And the thing is with Moyes, I just didn't see that, because Moyes, Everton fan said, obviously, when you look at his record, he's bottled most of the big games. He hadn't won a game against a top 4 team, I don't think.
It's away from home, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's just a really bad record against the big games. He had a really bad record. When you come to a team like Manchester United, every game's a big game. So this is the type of thing you analyse. Whereas with other managers like Rodgers, he's thrived with the big games. Obviously, with Swansea,
he beat Man City.
Exactly.
It was a lot more flexible tactically as well. He knew where he made his mistakes and he rectified them by making changes.
Exactly. So that's what I'm just saying. I don't think it's all about you're looking at it black and white. You need a manager with previous success and all that type of stuff. But you do need to be able to identify success, and that's what I'm saying with all of these football guys. You're talking about football guys. They might just see that kind of superficial stuff. I think you just need someone that's going to look deeply and really kind of figure out, okay, what do we want? What kind of attributes do these managers have? And just try, because it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be an easy choice where you can just pick them out.
Shout out to Van Gaal.
But even with Van Gaal, that's what I'm trying to say right now is Van Gaal. I think he said this is going to be his last job, and so it will be a short-term thing. So even after Van Gaal, you're still going to have to be thinking of who's the guy that's going to really be the proper Ferguson replacement. Because like I was saying, when you're filling the vacuum, you look at our last great Prime Minister, it's probably Tony Blair. You've had all of these other guys that are kind of, they've shown face, but the last great Prime Minister is Tony Blair. We've seen with Chelsea, when Mourinho was there, that shadow is going to be there for ages. I was talking about Schmeichel and Van der Sar. So it might be a period of just going through managers until you find that right fit.
Yeah, I think whereas in the past, I was one of them fans who criticised Chelsea for sacking managers. It wasn't just for sacking the managers, because obviously it worked out for Chelsea. I think it was because maybe they should have got a bit more time than they did, because they actually did some sort of decency of achievement. Obviously, Ancelotti, he won a league. Di Matteo, I think he won a double. Avram Grant, he was interim, but he did quite well. But I think maybe in this day and age, especially in the previous podcast, we're talking about the top managers in today's game and how they're workaholics. It's not really tangible for them to be working for years and years on that same club, and they may need to take breaks here and there. I think maybe us United fans should be prepared to have a variety of managers across the years. But I think for now, I don't really see better choices than Van Gaal. I really like him.
I love the learning curve that Man United fans are going on. I love it. It's a learning curve. You're learning. You're changing. You're adapting, because obviously, all of this criticising the Chelsea second managers, and you're going to go through this. And I predicted that. And obviously, you're going to have to. You're saying you want Shaw for 30 million and 100k, so you're going to have to splash money to try and catch obviously Chelsea and City. So a lot of the type of stuff you sneered at us, for all of this type of stuff, and now you have to embrace it.
No. I think it's me personally. I never had a problem with the way Chelsea. I never had a problem with the way Chelsea splashed.
I heard a lot of fans Chelsea a joke of a club, but right now you're the joke.
No. Don't get it twisted. Rooney still won more titles at your club, so you're technically. Let's stay in our places.
No, listen. Chelsea are going to be fine because we've got Mourinho. A lot of your clubs, a lot of your fans are desperate for Mourinho. I've been listening to these radio stations, and they're like, "We've got to get Mourinho. We've got to come on, man. We've got to get Mourinho. Something happen."
Yeah, okay. Keep your Mourinho's all right. If you don't 500 people behind the ball every game, it's cool.
Yeah. Wait, let me ask you this question: would you have Mourinho at United if you could tomorrow?
Yes.
Don't complain about men behind the ball when you want that.
No. I'm saying it's cool if you want that. Cool. Obviously, I
want trophies. I don't want an Arsene Wenger type manager.
Low blow.
Never.
Definitely. I'd rather Nicky Butt take it than.
No, wait. That's a good question. That's a great question. Arsene Wenger becomes available. Ayo, will you have him? Like,
No.
will you have him?
At mother's life, I'd rather drink my own blood.
No.
Why not?
Why not? Because tactically, the guy's an absolute mess.
Lewis, are you just going to stand there and let him say that?
Well, it's a bit hard to defend Arsene Wenger a bit tactically this season than the previous years.
No, not this season.
It's hard to defend. That's like previous years as well.
No, every season. Day one. From day one, he's been tactically in it.
Arsene Wenger's not the type of manager to make macro changes. He's more of a makes microscopical changes where he will change certain players and give instructions to certain players. He's not really one to change formations. And it's not something that you directly see. He's more of a manager to make small rotations to adjust the team tactic, not the actual formation itself.
And also, I want a manager to actually manage my club. I don't want him to be focused on being a financial director. I want as much profit this year, but I ain't got time for that. I want you to go win. I ain't trying to hear about the stadium. I don't want you buying these random French.
But we bought Ozil.
Yeah, you bought
Ozil. Oh yeah, they've just forgotten about that. Yeah.
You bought Ozil. You also bought Jude. You also bought Sonoga. You also bought Jermaine Adelier. You also bought
What are you talking about, Jeremy Adelier?
You got multiple.
Are you all right?
No, but you know what's good? What's good is that Arsenal fans as well, they're kind of being critical of Wenger as well. And it's like, my thing with this Moyes thing, again, is the media. Because at the beginning of the season, when Moyes was appointed, there wasn't as much. They accepted it. There was a lot of people championing it. We've seen quotes from people like Alan Hansen who said that was the perfect choice. And then now there's that revisionist review, and I read so many places where it says, "Oh, it was a really poor choice" from all of the media outlets. And I'm thinking, so if it was a poor choice, how come you didn't make that noise before? Why are you making that noise now? And I think what's happened is we've seen with Wenger, and Arsenal fans have changed, and they're trying to they come with more of a critical eye. And so I think a lot of opinions are changing with managers right now.
They took their time, though.
They took their time. That's what I'm trying to say. But let's be real. Let's, like, when we're rating managers, like, I know we've done that before. Just like, let's rate the right things.
Guys, do you want to move on to the team of the year?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think we've lost Luke.
Yeah, he said he was gonna lose him.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll carry on without Luke anyway. So, I think who who released their team of the year? Was it Sky Sports that released their team of the year?
Yeah.
Monday
Night Football, right?
That stupid team.
Well, we'll get onto that in a minute. I mean, what we're going to do now is we're going to do our team. We're going to do it how we always choose our teams, which is going to be like on a vote format. So all of us are going to put names together and then come out with an 11. What was the Sky Sports team? Who's the goalkeeper? Marshall, was it?
Marshall.
I don't know. I don't know what happened there, but
no, we none of us do. Wow.
I think they just sort of like tried to go a bit,
left field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Left back. Who do they have left back? Shaw.
Yeah, that's Shaw.
Questionable.
My boy Luke.
Centre backs were Cahill and Terry.
Yeah.
Madness.
Yeah, I think they just saw who the best defence was and said, "Yep."
Yeah.
Right back was who?
Coleman.
Who? Coleman. Right, I ain't got any difference to that.
I think I'm not too sure about that.
And they had Yaya, Gerrard, Hazard.
Hazard and Sterling, Suarez and Sturridge up front.
Wasn't it Lallana?
Nope.
Lallana wasn't in it, no?
No.
Okay, so I guess what we'll do is I think we've all got concerns about pretty much every single member of that team. So, what we'll start with the goalkeeper, and that seems the best place to start. I mean, ideal candidates other than Marshall?
Chesney.
Who said Chesney?
I did.
Elijah said Chesney. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
EDG or check for me.
Why Chesney though?
I think he's improved a lot from last season. I mean, I've watched a lot of Arsenal games, and a lot of the time when I saw him come for corners, he would just flap at it and be.
He's
ridiculous.
so commanding now.
Now, I mean, especially in the whole game.
He was, yeah. I mean, when we're under the cosh now, because Chesney really does relieve a lot of pressure from us, especially against the smaller teams where they're very direct and they sort of put the ball right in those areas where it's going to be a nightmare to defend against.
In the mix.
I also think in the big games he's saved some points. Well,
and saved that goal difference from being 11-0 rather than 6-0.
Maybe not West Brom, but I remember the Man United game, the Van Persie chance at the end where he hit the bar. That was a really good save. I think it's improved a lot from last season. So I think he's been one of the best keepers too. So I think he should be keeper.
Okay.
What about your choices? You said
David De Gea.
De Gea and Petr Cech.
Why De Gea and why Petr Cech?
De Gea's improved a lot, hasn't he?
I think if it wasn't for De Gea, we might be where Norwich and Deadman are right now, boy. Because certain games he's just been like Spider-Man. I think Petr Cech has been really good. He's been really commanding of his area. I think the whole Chelsea back five has been really good. Obviously, I don't know why Cech still gets beat as he's near post at times, but every keeper has their faults apart from Courtois. But I think they've both had really, really good seasons. But I would also accept Chesney. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's improved a lot.
Adam, you got any?
I said Chesney as well. He's come up leap and bounds since last season, and there was a period where Arsenal didn't concede a goal for about, I think it was 5 Premier League games.
Yeah, I think has he kept the most clean sheets.
He was instrumental to a lot of that, as well as Koscielny and Mertesacker as well. So I'd go with Chesney as well.
What about you, Daniel?
I'm going to be at a loss for words for most of this because even it's become a struggle for me to catch all the Chelsea games. So I can't really say.
So you're going to say Cech?
No, I'm not going to say Cech because I don't know. I don't know who to compare him to. I mean, I watched the odd games from the other games, but with goalkeepers especially,
it's difficult because
watching it across it. So I don't know.
So Adam Marshall could actually have been the best goalkeeper in the league, but because he's only been on like twice on site.
He could have been. They could be doing it right.
And we only see him on Match of the Day picking the ball out of his net. We don't really. Well, I think if we go to a vote, I mean, Elijah and Adam are saying Chesney. Io's saying De Gea. Daniel's no vote. I would say De Gea.
Alright, so I'll break it by saying, what is it, 2 against 2, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be final vote. I'm going to go Marshall.
So we can't have 2 goalkeepers. Daniel, you're going to have to choose one, mate.
Alright, let me go for shout out to your boy Moyes. I'm going to pick De Gea.
Alright, De Gea's the goalkeeper then. Does anyone have any problems with Luke Shaw being a left back?
I think
I
that's
do.
better.
I think the best left back, even though he's not out left back this season, is by country mouth Aspilicueta.
Yeah.
So, but I think it depends if you want to put him right back.
Yeah,
so,
I was going to say that. I mean,
the season. So
So if we want to put him right back, then I'll put.
No, he's played left back most of the season, so he should.
No, but I'm saying as a team, I'm saying if we're going to put him right back, I would have put Gibbs in there because I think Gibbs has been very, very solid this season.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, you could do. Is there any other left backs that you like? Because I think there's been more impressive left backs than right backs. So
cause I think apart from when Townsend was taking him for a checkpoint, no one's really got.
And he was injured that game, by the way.
Oh, it doesn't matter if he's injured. Townsend will still rape him anyway. So I think he's been really good this year. I think in all departments, like even stuff like just basic link-up play with his wingers, overlapping, his deliveries improves a lot. His 1v1 play is good. Even stuff like when you see strikers peel off at the back post, he's been very competent in the air.
Is this Gibbs you're talking about?
Yeah, Gibbs. I think Gibbs has a great season, and I think Baines has been really good since he's been back as well. But I think Gibbs has been better. Gibbs then Shaw.
Will he go to the World Cup? That's the question. Do you think?
Does Roy Hodgson even know who he is?
If it was up to me, Roy Hodgson might pick Oxlade by left back by mistake. Shout
out Andre Mariner.
Shout out to your boy Mariner. But me personally, if I was picking 2 left backs, it's Shaw and Gibbs. I ain't got time for Ashley Cole. Ashley Cole's been junk for 2 years.
Ashley Cole hasn't been playing. Oh,
yeah, exactly. But even in his previous 2 seasons, he was junk. So, I think Ireland was great. So I think it's got to be between Gibbs and Shaw for the fullbacks. But knowing this pagan, Hodgson, he's probably going to pick Baines and Cole, but we'll see.
But for the left back position, obviously, as Piliqueta, again, I'm not going to say that I've watched all the left backs across the Premier League, but just with Azpilicueta, the players, they complain in training because he takes training to the highest level. He's always at their feet, just gnawing like a rat, power, and you see it in games. Like he just doesn't give up.
He's one of the best 1v1 defenders at fullback I've seen for years. Because I think the only person I've seen who's got, when I say got the better of him, I mean out of 10, maybe more than 5 times will have taken him on is Lucas Moura. Everybody else, I don't think I've seen people don't get past him.
His intensity is fantastic. It's as well, like we have in the modern day, you have wingers who cut inside as well. So the fact that he's him right foot, it gives him that advantage too.
Yeah, the fact that he's playing left back shows that how intelligent a footballer he is. Like, you don't let people get beat him on outside. He don't let people drift in behind him. 1v1, he's just not having a single bar of it. Like,
so the only thing that comes to my head when you say that is that I remember when obviously Bosingo got really he got a lot of criticism at Chelsea at right back for his defensive game, but there was a game against Barcelona where they changed Bosingo and played him right back. They played him left back.
Was he centre back?
Against who? Bosingo.
Did he get moved to centre back when Terry got?
No, I'm talking about the game when he got moved to left back to play against Messi. And he was defending amazing there. And there is a sort of thought saying that when you put a fullback on the opposite side, it's easier for them to defend.
I can see what they mean. But Daniel, I mean, what you're choosing Azpilicueta as your left back?
Like I said, my vote. Let everyone else vote, and then I'll be the deciding vote because I haven't watched that.
Whatever, Simon Cowell.
My vote's Azpilicueta as well. I can't disagree with that.
Adam Azpilicueta. So Adam, who would your right back be then? Because
Sanyo.
I would love to pick Sanyo, but I'm gonna have to go with Coleman.
Okay. All right. So
I would love to go with Sanyo, but I'm gonna have to pick Coleman on this one.
Okay, well, my vote would be Azpilicueta at left back. Then, if you guys are gonna go for Azpilicueta at left back,
well, no Gibbs.
Well, I mean, if they're choosing Azpilicueta as a left back, I was gonna say Azpilicueta as a right back, and then Gibbs as a left back.
No, you just gotta pick whoever played the left back, the best that played there that season.
Yeah.
You can't fit it around.
Left back, pick the.
All right, fair enough. So Azpilicueta at left back then, and then the right back. What? Adam, you said Coleman.
Yeah, I'm saying Coleman.
Ayo?
Yeah.
And I hate to say it because I hate him, but Sanya.
Sanya?
Yeah. He's been the most solid for the whole season.
Elijah?
I'm sure. Yeah.
It's so tight. I couldn't pick, but I just picked Coleman purely because he's influenced games as well with goals, and that's something we rarely see as well.
And Coleman's the guy I want to replace Sangner, so I'm going to pick Coleman as well.
I'll pick Sanya.
I'll go there with the Coleman vote.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So Elijah, you said Sangner, so Coleman wins 3-2 then.
Next. What is it, centre back time?
Yeah, centre back time. Koscielny, I don't care what any of you guys say.
Oh my god.
Koscielny.
Koscielny, yeah. Koscielny. The good thing when we're discussing centre backs of the season, we heard all of this Mertesacker, Koscielny being the best ever, and not being able to. Sturridge and Suarez couldn't handle them because they didn't score. But obviously, we've seen so many games you get whacked 6, 8.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily down to Mertesacker and Koscielny as well.
Huh?
That's not down to Mertesacker and Koscielny.
It's not.
No, that was down to Wenger.
They're blameless.
That's Wenger.
For our team of the season, we're going to have this duo that has just been.
No, we're not going to have the duo. We're not going to have the duo.
I'm not comfortable with that.
I don't think we're going to have the duo, Daniel.
Yeah, but even one, I just feel like.
Well, you're entitled to your vote, mate.
I feel like if they want to be in the team of the season next season, tell them not to look. Wait, let's go through the scores. So, Man City scored, was it 8? Was it? I can't remember what I said. Was it 6?
8? How dare you?
Chelsea. Let's go.
No, we scored 8. We scored 8.
But to be fair, Daniel, Koscielny didn't play the second half against City when we conceded 4.
Yeah.
And he didn't play against. How long did he play against Chelsea?
45 minutes.
So.
What about Liverpool?
You're 4-0 down by then.
No, Liverpool. He played the whole game against Liverpool. He played the whole game against Liverpool.
I'm not gonna have him in my team, personally.
Okay, well.
Koscielny.
Koscielny has to be. Koscielny is the best centre back in the league for me. I really hope someone does debate this with me because it's.
But what I'm saying, who's got the record of the season?
No, but it's not about that though, because you talk about the best individual centre back. Defending is not. I hate when people think defending
No,
is
it's true. It's true.
the back four. It's due to team shape, and Wenger stuffed his back four all of those games.
That's what I'm saying. It's Wenger's fault. It's not Koscielny.
I'm telling you, if you put Terry and Cahill against in that Liverpool game, it'd probably been double that because they would have been spun off the face of the earth.
But even if Terry and Cahill didn't perform, even if you put the best defenders and then they get beat like that, they're not going to go in my team of the season because they've had it doesn't matter how the situation came around. It's been poor performances, so that's why I'm not gonna veto. I'm not gonna put my name behind that.
That's fine.
So,
I'm putting Terry and Koscielny as my back too.
Yep.
I'm Terry and Koscielny as well.
I'm putting Terry there. I'm not putting your boy Koscielny there.
I'm putting Koscielny and Terry.
Well, it seems like Koscielny's won, but fuck this.
So our back four then is Azpilicueta, Coleman, Terry and Koscielny with
De
Gea in goal. Okay, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna stick with the 4-2-3-1 or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, one striker. Okay, I suppose.
Well,
Or you could just put more or less a 4-4-2. Really, you could just
Let's
put
go 4-4-2. That's the old school kind of. We always see that kind of statistic, that 4-4-2 go.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go left midfield.
Well, I was gonna left midfield is no contest really, is it?
Who is it?
Well, it has to be Podolski, doesn't it?
It has to be Januzaj, right?
Who is it? Who are you gonna have?
Well, it's Hazard, isn't it?
Hazard.
Zard?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue if you put a Chelsea player in there. That's the.
I bet.
I'm going for Zard. That's what's up.
Anyone disagree with Hazard?
I think we're all on board for Hazard.
Okay, so right wing then. Who did they chose Sterling, didn't they, Sky Sports?
No.
Right, wait.
I know Luke would.
I don't know
If
about
Luke
that.
was here, he would definitely disagree with Sterling.
Yeah, I definitely disagree with that as well.
I'll put David Silva there.
David Silva.
I would say David Silva all day.
David Silva. You've got to be David Silva. In terms of who players are playing on the right hand side this season, David Silva's played there quite a bit. Even Navas has been consistently better than Sterling. I think Sterling's had more outstanding individual performances in terms of the whole length of the season. Because remember, it's the team of the year. I think Navas has probably edged young Raheem there, but Navas was Silva. Really? Navas.
I think Sterling's been good since after the whole game where they got beat 3-1. That was at the beginning of December. I mean, that's not the whole season, but most times I've seen Navas, he's been underwhelming a bit.
Oh, are you going for Sterling?
I agree with Elijah.
No,
I don't think Navas has been that great.
Yeah.
I think Navas has played well, but I think if he's going to be a right winger,
It has to be Silva.
has to be Silva. I don't think.
What about
That's a wide place.
can you
Wide
pick
place.
J Rodriguez?
No.
Swerve, man.
No,
Swerve.
I mean
I think
Or Nasri, or even Nasri. 'Cause Nasri had a great
I would rather Nasri than Navas.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
But I think Silva's been the best. I think the best wide players this season has been Silva,
and
Raheem, Nasri, and Hazard. Obviously, Hazard's been the best on Miles and Januzaj.
Okay, so Io, who are you going for then? Right wing, you're going for
The magician, David
Silva.
Silva.
Adam, who are you going to go for?
David Silva.
Elijah?
Silva.
Okay, well, I guess me and Daniel don't count. Daniel, what would you say anyway?
I just don't count.
Alright, I'll stick with Silva as well then. Alright, so then the two in the middle then.
Oh boy.
Yaya is immediate.
Yaya has to be in there, so it's just one really.
It's not even that.
Fellaini?
Yeah, Fellaini, yeah.
Cleverly, man.
Yeah, cleverly. definitely.
Jimba.
Liam Miller.
Do you know what?
Lee Catmull.
I'm gonna pick for this, and it's quite controversial because obviously he didn't play the full season. But I'm gonna pick Ramsey, even though his season got cut short. I was just so impressed, and I was a bit happy for him as well because I invested in him as a player. I thought he was always sick, and I think that Arsenal's. It's not team of the season, but Arsenal's kind of title chase derailed with him going out, and that shows you how good he was playing. And it was so concentrated, game after game after game after game, that if you kind of split that across the season, it will still put him up there. So I'm putting Ramsey in there.
Same.
Elijah?
I was thinking the other day. I was thinking maybe McCarthy for Everton.
McCarthy.
McCarthy, he's been.
Yeah, I think he's been
I thought
brilliant
about
for
him
a
as
year.
well, but I think he doesn't have enough of a personality in midfield to be in there. He doesn't dominate games for me. He played really, really well against Chelsea at
No.
Stamford Bridge. I remember him playing well against. But he doesn't dominate enough games for me.
I don't think Ramsey dominates enough games. I think he has best performances. I think he's the best.
Ramsey dominates games. Man runs the most. At one point before he got injured, he had the most
That's
tackles.
one of the most.
Yeah.
But
He had the most tackles played in
Everything.
He's not even holding mid. He had the most tackles attempted in the successful tackles.
And he was playing with
All-round
Arteta.
game is superb. He's got
that's
14 goals this season. All of them have been from open play. He scored winners.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are all nice stats. But I'm talking about in terms of dominating games. I mean,
He was
Ramsey's been.
And all those stats show representation of him dominating games.
Well, no, that's the difference. There's been the best player on the pitch and actually dictating how the game has been about.
He was the best player on the pitch. He was the best player on the pitch in those games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying being the best player on the pitch is not the same as dictating how the game is going.
So you don't like that he was the best player on the pitch because he didn't.
No. I do like the way he's playing. I don't think he dictated games. Same.
But how do you measure who dictates?
But you're saying McCarthy shouldn't be there because he didn't dictate games. Neither did Ramsey.
Did McCarthy win games for Wigan like Ramsey was doing for Arsenal that time?
Don't play for Wigan first and foremost, plays for Everton.
Oh, sorry, Everton. My bad.
That'd be quite difficult for him to win games for Wigan. But
Alright, carry on with your point. You know it was a mistake. Carry on.
no, but the reason why I made
You can't answer, can you?
Yeah, I can answer.
That's why you deviated to that little kind of put down. I forgot I could say Everton.
No, because you've been sending for United all the games, so I had to send for you. But don't get me wrong. In terms of individual performances this season, I think Ramsey has been the best central midfielder, period. But Ramsey has not played for half the season. So,
but in that season,
but that's okay. You can say, but in that, but he didn't play for the rest of the year.
I know.
Let's look at the quality of the games. Let's not look at the quantity.
Quantity, whatever.
I'm just trying to say is if you spread those performances across the season, then that'll be sick. Like if someone plays every other game and he's sick, then he still deserves to be in the team of the year, right?
Right.
No.
Every other game.
Who would you pick ahead of Ramsey?
See, even this I'm battling with myself because I'm thinking in terms of the most consistent team of the year is for consistency, right?
Yeah.
So in terms of most consistent performers in central midfield this year, you may not like the names, but I think it's been McCarthy, Fernandinho, and Henderson. They've been the most consistent performers across the whole year.
So pick your guy. Out of those three, pick your guy.
I'll go with McCarthy.
Okay. He's not going to win because we're all going to pick Ramsey.
My God.
No.
Does everyone else pick Ramsey?
I pick Ramsey.
Okay, well, sorry, Aya. You tried, but you failed. Sorry about that. So, well, the two strikers.
Ramsey fanboys, you all make me sick.
The two.
No. I have to have a right here.
United could use a player like Ramsey, so you better start.
No. The thing is, I've always rated Ramsey, but it was funny. 12 months ago, it was, oh my God, let's sell Ramsey. 12 now, it's, oh my God.
But what's that got to do with the player of the season?
That's because he's been players of the season, that's why.
Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. I can't take that.
All right.
You can't go for sell this guy till he's now the Messiah.
Well, you've got to be careful who you say, who said sell this guy, because there are millions and millions of Arsenal fans. I don't think there's one single Arsenal fan.
Me being one of them.
You were one of them, Adam.
Yeah, I was one of them.
You said sell at Ramsey.
No, I was one of them that said keep Ramsey.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, yeah. Me and
only reason why.
Off the pod.
Yeah, I was about to delete you as a contact. But so the two strikers, then I guess Giroud will be one of them.
It's finished. Team of the season's done.
I'm going for Demba Ba and Fernando Torres.
Fuck out.
I'm finished.
What about so right, we got the team. So then, I mean, I suppose we could go through like quite briefly like the awards. So like we could do who would be the player of the season then? Suarez.
Ramsey, obviously, he's the greatest in his last name.
Yeah. He's closer than any other Man United player. That's for sure.
Wow.
That's true.
Shots fired.
No, he's not.
I would go Suarez as well.
Okay, so what? Young player of the year.
Sturridge.
Januzaj. I'm joking.
So no go.
Hazard by far.
No, not by far.
Nah, it has to be Sturridge, man.
Hazard's been better than Sturridge this year.
No,
No, he hasn't.
If Hazard won,
Can you imagine if Faye was on this pod? Oh my god.
Yeah, he wouldn't have it. But
I would have to remove it from the conversation.
That unbiased Chelsea view.
No, bias. I hate both of you. I hate both of you equally.
You hate?
No. I hate you personally. Yes, I do. In terms of clubs, actually, no, I hate Liverpool more.
Yeah.
But I do hate Chelsea quite a lot. But I think this season, some of the performances I've seen Hazard put in, like I think his performance against Man City, no player has matched that in any other game this season.
Yeah. But that's one.
That's one performance. It's kind of cool player of the year.
That's not one performance. Liverpool.
No. I'm just saying,
two performances. The season's 38 games.
I'm just talking about he's been able to play at such a crazy level.
I think that Hazard's had been at that top level for about a quarter of the season. Just that top level for about a quarter of the season.
Yeah, but I think the only place who's played at that top level this season, I think Rooney started off that way. Ramsey played it for half a season.
Then he got injured.
Yeah, they got injured.
But even Suarez recently.
Aguero was so sick.
Aguero, Rooney, Suarez, and Ramsey were all playing at a high level. Three of them got injured. Suarez stayed fit, and he just killed it for the rest of the season.
Bearing in mind, he also missed the first, 6 games? So imagine he played the first.
No, but I like to count that because he didn't miss it because he was injured or something.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. He still missed it, and look at how many goals he scored. That's
crazy. It's crazy. And he's done it also with having like quite not a poor, but he's kind of dipped recently.
Yeah, exactly. So
But in that time of him dipping in goal scoring from, has he gotten most assists now in the league?
I think so.
I think so. It's like 12. He's on 12 now, isn't he?
Yeah, I think him. It's like him and Rooney and Gerrard all around. They got around saying,
it's Ricky Lambert's got 10, Steven Gerrard 10, Rooney 10, and Suarez 12.
Yeah, see Suarez, I don't think his performance has dipped at all.
I think it's dipped from slightly.
No, his goal scoring. In terms of his influence on games, I've been watching Liverpool, I'm thinking, this is making me sick. Why is this guy balling so much? Like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And him, especially since January, him, Coutinho, Sterling, and Sturridge have just been on another level.
I agree with that. Okay, what about manager of the year then?
Wenger.
The reason why this may not be such an obvious question is obviously because a lot of people are calling for Tony Pulis to.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Why?
Pulis has done really well.
Because I think if you see the odds for Crystal Palace to get relegated, when he took over, it was something ridiculous.
Yeah, Pulis has done sick. But at the same time, Liverpool fans, everyone would have all settled for fourth, and they're on their way to win the league. So that's unprecedented. It's crazy. It's Rodgers, definitely.
And the difference between finishing 7th in the league one year and being top of the league right now is massive.
Crazy.
It's massive.
Crazy.
All right, so you guys all say Rodgers?
Yeah, Rodgers.
Evidently.
What about something I've just made up? Something called Most Improved Player of the Year.
I was about to say that because
NBA do that, don't they?
Yeah.
Who got that? Was it that Garvich guy or whatever his name?
No, his name is Dragic.
Listen, I didn't just adopt NBA this year, yes, because my team was slacking. So
I've been an NBA fan from early.
I'm sure. Early August, mate. Early August.
No, I've actually been an NBA guy from.
Yeah. No, I'm being serious. I saw you and Vic obviously up in the levels with the tweets this year.
Don't worry, the jokes will be back on you next year. It's like the jokes still on you this year.
What do you mean? I've started watching ice hockey already.
Next year you better start watching bloody cricket and it.
I watch cricket as well, mate.
Yeah, good. You stick to it. Trust me.
So what about most improved then?
Henderson.
I don't know.
I think Ramsey.
I don't think it is Ramsey.
No, because
I saw Ramsey like from January last season.
January, I agree. From January last season.
Yeah, but January last season.
He's just added goals. That's what it is. But his level of performance hasn't.
I think it's more than just the goals.
I think Ramsey was so instrumental to us getting top 4 last season.
Yeah, I think that's from a defensive aspect.
From a defensive aspect,
now, obviously he's got more confidence now. He's playing.
But he was still getting in those positions, Adam, last year. I think he was.
His decision making is a lot better now. He knows when to play the right balls, like how to play the sort.
I'm not saying he hasn't improved. Obviously, he's improved, but I just think
He's not the most improved.
I don't think he has improved as much as Henderson has.
I'll talk for the Chelsea point of view.
That's
and
right.
from the Chelsea point of view, it's Azpilicueta, because obviously he wasn't even in the team when Mourinho first came in. I know that he did quite well last season, but he's made himself undroppable. He's a mainstay in the team, and all the players love him for his attitude and his work rate and for his consistent performances. So just from the Chelsea point of view, Azpilicueta.
How about Raheem Sterling? Because obviously last year, even me personally, I was thinking, this is another typical black winger who's very fast, got great feet. But he looks like a real player. He looks intelligent. He's more versatile. So I think he's improved a lot under Brendan as well. Brendan.
Brendan.
I don't know about Sterling. Yeah, I suppose that obviously he's a young player, so Rodgers was the one that brought him in. So we're only getting to see him just kind of grow up as a player. So you're going to see that improvement. Huh?
What about punching?
I think Puncham was very good for Southampton last year, and I was kind of shocked that they let him move on, and I think Crystal Palace has been really good.
What about Lallana? Because Lallana wasn't this good last year.
Yeah, no, that's a good shout.
It's another good shout. What about Rodriguez?
I think you can name pretty much every player in Southampton and say they wasn't as good as this last year.
Apart from Klein, because Klein's garbage.
Well, but I mean, like, you could... Schneidlin was good last year, but he's taken his game to another level this year.
I don't think so.
I heard Arsenal looking at Schneidlin.
Yeah, but they're gonna milk the shit out of us. So.
Yeah, he's better. I was better Arteta, so it was great improvement.
Schneidlin's just like player Arsenal could do with in the holding midfield role. To be honest, a couple more guys. Arteta, like at his age right now, isn't capable of doing what we need. So Schneidlin.
I agree. You say Schneidlin for most improved?
No, not most improved, but he's up there. It's definitely one of the most improved. I wouldn't give him
we staple our names to a flag on each one.
I'm saying Henderson.
Henderson. Yeah.
So put me voting then.
Oh, yeah, vote.
Isn't it free? Yeah, it's 3v2. Doesn't matter.
Oh, sorry, man. I don't think there's any other awards, is there? No. Has anyone got any...
Signing of the season?
Oh, that's what I was going to say, signing of the season. I mean, it has to be Meza, isn't it?
Signing of the season might be Luis Suarez.
I'm going for Fellaini.
Suarez?
Yeah, obviously he signed at Liverpool. Contract.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I'm trying to think.
I think it has to be... I don't know. I would say Ericsson, but Ericsson's just been so in and out of the side. It's like...
Yeah, but when he's been in, he's been in.
Ericsson, mate, the guy's different level. Ericsson's up there. He's definitely up there.
But I think you've got to kind of choose someone who has really done it for the whole season.
So the whole season. Well, so you want to do that? You wanted that for Ramsey, but not for Ericsson.
But come on, Christian Eriksen has not had the season Ramsey has had.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he hasn't. That's what I'm saying. But
what about Negredo?
No.
No.
It has to be for Fernandinho.
You think Fernandinho?
What, for 30 million?
Oh,
nah. It doesn't matter. Why you talking about price again?
No. You have to talk about price because signing season.
These accountants, they're all accountants now.
No.
But always want to do this accounting shit.
But come on. If you're doing signing of the season, you have to evaluate against the costs.
Oh, here we go. That's that Wenger talk.
Oh, fucking hell.
I don't know what Wenger has done to you.
Are you being serious?
We're talking about quality on the field.
No, but you have to evaluate that against the...
You need to measure the costs as well to evaluate...
That's the whole point of signing of the season. That's why it's not player of the season.
Okay. My bad.
Daniel, Arsenal season tickets come with an ACCA package.
It's so crazy. I don't understand it.
I don't understand. You guys, I hope your clubs go
maybe I should start following Arsenal to improve my career. Maybe I thought we better.
Okay, so my bad. Let's do. What's the formula? The Arsenal fans, what you do?
No, there's no formula. It's just take fee into it.
What? Go say it again.
Just take fee into an
You have
account.
to factor in inflation as well. And what's Lewis's favourite one? Net spend.
Net spend is important.
Oh yeah, it's important when you're doing your financial return at the end of the year. Your tax return for that.
The beautiful thing I've seen with Liverpool fans is under Benitez, they're chatting all the same net spend shit. They haven't used that word since Rodgers has been there. They're just talking about how Sterling's improved, how this person's improved, how this guy's gangster. But obviously, you're still in that kind of Wenger kind of bubble. So I'm gonna let you.
Oh, for God's
I'm gonna let you do your little formula.
Anyway, what about
So
Boney?
who signed this season?
We got you got Wilfred Boney, Christian Eriksen,
What about McCarthy?
McCarthy. McCarthy's a good shot, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think from the Chelsea point of view, I would do the Chelsea point of view because they're my team. I think from the Chelsea point of view,
Salah.
our best signing's been William.
Oh yeah, Williams.
Yeah.
I'll
Again,
hold my hands up, and I say I thought William was going to be trash.
And Uncle Eto as well. Thanks, that's a good one.
Oh man, he only scores at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, but he scores. Listen, this I was right. Like he scores out some half games are at home, half are away. You saw me backing up Ramsey when we was talking about half the season. What are you taking shots for?
Yeah, but he's got Eto's got like 8 goals or something.
He's got 9.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
no, but don't forget he's been rotated, so he hasn't played all the games. It's not like
And he scored quite a lot in the Champions League.
he has. Yeah, respect Uncle, man. What's wrong?
No, I respect him, but for signing the season, come on, man.
Okay, my bad.
Are you sure about William Lewis? Because when you plug in the Arsenal formula, he costs £30-something million. So in terms of
No, but William.
Yeah,
It's a lot of money, but
oh yeah, my bad.
it's a lot of money.
In terms of values for minutes and.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Sure.
Shit. That Casitas formula, my bad.
It's a lot of money, but I think he's probably.
Actually, I recently went to University of Arsenal, University of Emirates, man. She did about economics degrees.
Anyway, does I think we're running out a bit of time, but does anyone have any like listeners' questions we could quickly fire through?
I've got a couple. I've got one.
All right, just do one, Adam.
I've got this. This will be a good one for you, Lewis. If you were the Arsenal manager, which 11 would you pick from the current team right now?
From the current team right now?
Yeah.
Is everyone fit? Everyone fit, or just right now?
Cool.
Yeah. This is from the Squid Boy on Twitter. Yeah, he asked this question.
I think I would go, obviously, normal back 4. With I think you'd have to go. Who's it against?
Just pick your strongest team that you feel, your opinion.
It would have to be Flamini and Ramsey. Oh Jesus!
Our times have changed.
You're a Flamini boy. Oh, allow it.
I know. No, I'm not a Flamini boy at all. But the way you're saying right now, right?
Yeah, right now.
I can't defend Arteta anymore. The guy just can't run.
Oh really? What really?
I can't, man. No, all I said that time was that he had a decent game.
Interesting.
I never said anything about Arteta being great or anything like that. I just said he had a decent game, and I had people coming in my mentions. Fucking hell, man. But yeah.
Carry
I'd probably have, obviously, Ozil, Walcott, Podolski.
The Santi Cazorla.
No. And Giroud. Yeah, that's what I'd go. I don't know if anyone disagrees with that, but I think you have to, on current form and whatnot. Adam, what do you think?
Mine would be the current back 4 as it is right now. Obviously, she doesn't go in there. I'd go with Arteta and Walcott. I'd play right about now. I'd play Chamberlain ahead of Cazorla on the right, left, and I'd play.
Wow.
Ozil behind Sonogo.
Yeah. I actually want to see Ozil and Sonogo play with each other because I think that would be decent. Better than Giroud and Ozil, definitely.
Mm.
But yeah, the striker and defensive midfielder definitely is needed. Any other listeners' questions?
I've got one.
Yep.
Arsenal's under 21 got relegated. What does it say about their youth setup and production of young players?
They didn't get relegated. People are going on like we finished like bottom of the league. We didn't finish bottom of the league. We finished like
17th, I think.
No, it wasn't even that low. It was like 14th or something. We were in the bottom half of the table. If you're at the bottom half of the table, you go into the tier 2. with teams like Aston Villa and Spurs and whatnot.
Oh, that's not. They didn't really get relegated.
They didn't get relegated.
That's not how it works. Yeah, you go into tier 2. It's easy to do that. It's not.
All you do is finish in the bottom half of the table and you're in tier 2.
Yeah. But the way it worked last season is that even though if you went to the bottom half, you could still kind of get into the finals. Is it that way now?
So basically, if you're in tier 2 now, you don't play against whoever finished in the top half of the table. So you only play against teams in the bottom half of the table.
Okay, well, this is the way it happened before. It started off as you play in your local area, or there's 2 different ones, and then the people that finish at the top, they go and play.
They go in like a playoff thing, innit?
Yeah.
No, I don't think they've done like a big under-21 league this time.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's not the same thing.
Okay.
But I mean, in regards to Arsenal, I mean, Liam Brady is gone now, so they're getting Anders Jonker in. So, I mean, it's a disappointment that we got relegated, or if that was that Flames Bamzu, innit?
Yeah.
So I was discussing this with him earlier, and I said to him, like, it's not ideal, obviously, but at the end of the day, it's not like...
But it's not proper relegation, though, is it?
No, it's not like we've lost our grade A status or anything like that, which we...
Exactly, because that's the way they do it, great, okay.
Yeah,
right.
we nearly lost it last season.
Really?
But, obviously, I think it has showed that we have declined a lot, because I think a lot of Arsenal fans were calling for Liam Brady just to go.
Yeah.
Hence, like, why all the changes come and this Anders Jonker guy's come in. So I don't think it's like a huge deal. Obviously, it's a disappointment, but I mean, we got to the semi-finals of the FA Youth Cup, got knocked out by the Chelsea team who's going to win it, and we got knocked out by Barcelona in the UEFA, whatever that thing is.
Yeah.
And
so it's not like we got knocked out against like.
No, we didn't get knocked out by any. Barcelona won the thing, and Chelsea are going to win the thing. So, and we played really well against Barcelona as well. So I don't think it's as bad as people are saying.
You got humiliated by the best, right?
No, we didn't get humiliated, Daniel. We didn't get.
Oh, my bad. I thought that's what you were saying.
No. We played really well against Barcelona.
Okay.
And Chelsea were just too good for us. Chelsea were way too good.
Yeah, amen to that.
So yeah, I don't know what Adam thinks or what you guys think of that, but.
Yeah, I think obviously with FFP coming along, it's not good for Arsenal, innit? Because you ain't got Wenger. Wenger's going to obviously try to balance the books, and plus the young players aren't coming through as well. So shout out to Wenger.
Okay.
I'm just joking. I'm playing short. People were expecting me to say bad things about Arsenal, so that's what that was.
Any other listeners' questions? We'll do one more if anyone's got one. No?
I've got one question. It's not really a listener's questions, but it's obviously this season's wrapping up. New season's coming up. So do we have any kind of ideas or any predictions for next season? Even though summer's not been here, we know after World Cups it's going to go crazy and people are just going to buy the players that played best in that. But any predictions for next season?
Oh, it's hard to do something like that.
Yeah, let's just go wild. Let's just go wild. Let's just live wild.
Hopefully West Ham to get relegated. That's high on my priority list.
Yeah.
I'm going Liverpool to really struggle next year.
Exactly. So that's a good thing. Liverpool. How do you think Liverpool are going to do next year?
I think they may struggle to make top 4.
Really?
I think Mourinho's teams usually do well in the second season. They never really do well in the first season.
Yeah, I fancy Man United to win the league next year as well.
I think
Shout out to your boy Van Gaal.
So we think that Manchester United are gonna drastically improve and be title. Do you think Man United are going to be title contenders next season? That's another good question.
I'm purely putting that down to the lack of Europe factor, and that I don't think they're going to make a mistake with their manager as well.
Okay. Well, this season,
I put my name on it. I think we'll do. I think we'll compete next year.
But the good thing is, this season, a lot of people have been saying with Liverpool, the fact that they haven't been in many competitions is that's what has spurred them on to win the Premier League. So next season, Manchester United are going to be in that Liverpool situation.
Yeah.
So if they don't get close to winning it, then shout out to your boy Van Gaal, innit? If Van Gaal's going to be the man in charge.
Yeah, definitely.
I need to come up with a new hashtag for him. Okay, all right.
Yeah, you do. Next week. Anyway, guys, I think we may just have to leave it there because we are proper pushing for time. But so yeah, I mean, thank you to Luke for joining us. I know he didn't join us for the second half of the pod. I don't know where he has disappeared to. But yeah, thank you for your input, Luke. Thank you to Elijah for joining us for the first time. Thank you to Adam for joining us for the first time. Thank you to the regulars who are Io and Daniel. You've been great as per usual.
And shout out to Lewis as well.
Thank you very much. You know, I do like a bit of credit.
Hopefully you pronounce fracas right.
It's fracas.
It's fracas, yeah, it's fracas. Get it right.
It's fracas.
It's not fracas.
It's Vangal.
That's because you've been watching too much.
Jose's.
You've been watching too much NBA. Fracas is how the Americans say it.
There's a fracas going on. Yeah.
It's a fracas going on. No, that was a terrible American accent. But yeah. So obviously, I mean, you're obviously listening to the podcast, but you can catch it on YouTube. Visit our website. Also, Touchline Fracas, we're looking to expand. So if anybody fancies writing an article to put on our site, you know, a controversial article, Touchline Fracas will give you the platform to really, you know, give you a foundation for people to read that article. Also, if anyone fancies themselves as a bit of a betting tipster, you know, I'll be happy to put your tips on the website. So just get in contact with me. I'm LouBob91 on Twitter, or just visit Touchline Fracas on Twitter as well. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.